Hi guys, sorry about that. For whatever reason the live went. So let me just. I have to be holding my dress because for some reason these twins decide that they're going to pop out of my dress today, and that's never going to happen because nobody's going to find a reason to ban me from social media. So as I was saying, I am very purpose. Everything I do it with intent, and creating the Zyzven Natural line of products was also done with intent. I intended to create handmade skincare that would react positively with the melanated skin. Yes, by virtue of the fact that we have melanin, it means that, okay, the onset of aging probably comes 10 years later for Black people. Yeah, but it does not mean that Black doesn't crack. You don't take care of your Blackness and it is definitely going to crack on you in your 20s. That is a myth. It cracks because of the environmental issues. Yeah, it cracks because we are exposed to the free radicals. Now, as I was saying, why I market the Zyzven Naturals products the way I do, it is with intent, it is with purpose. It is telling people out there, whether you're from Asia, the Middle East, the Caribbean, Africa, it is mixed race, multiracial, it is telling you that there you have a skincare line that formulates its products with the uniqueness of your melanin in mind. When you come to us, or when you get a Zyzven Naturals product for your hyperpigmentation, you can rest assured that it does not contain bleaching agents. So it is not going to bleach you 5 shades lighter than you are. Case in point is why I'm wearing this dress. Whenever I say I'm using licorice soap, because I travel a lot and I test a lot of things on my face, and some days the testing works out and some days it doesn't. And I always say to people that if you want to know your true complexion, if you want to know your God-given skin tone, check your chest. Do you see any difference between my chest and my face? No, you don't. So oftentimes when you're using products to even out your skin tone, because if you have hyperpigmentation, there is no way you can even your skin tone to the darker. Hi Jay, hi Roseanne. There's no way. It has to be to the lightest shade of your natural complexion. Now, because, let me go read my mother book in Jay. I'm going to misuse my pencil. Because a lot of us live in the tropics. And I'm counting Florida in the tropics for this. Yeah? But let's just take the situation of Jamaica then. Because a lot of us live in Jamaica, our hands and our face and right here is exposed to the sun. So you're naturally darker in those, thank you, Rosa. You're naturally darker in those areas. Yeah? So when you're using skincare products that are intended for you, the Zyzven Naturals line, then you will notice that, okay, people are going to say, are you toning? No, you're not toning. You see my chest? Look at my chest. There's my chest and there's my face. Not very many people that are dark skinned, not very many people that are melanated can claim that the tone on their chest is the same as the tone on their face. Your God-given complexion is right here on your chest, the part of your body that is not exposed to the free radicals and the elements. That is your natural skin complexion. I'll show you it again. It is also on the inside of your arm. There's the inside of my arm, there is my face. See it? The outside of my arm is pretty much the same too. But then again, it's supposed to be winter in Sweden, so I'm not exposed to the sun. But so when I say that I'm sorry. So the idea and what I want people like me, people that look like me, to know is that if you are using something on your skin, and thank you, Jay, and it is radically changing what you look like as a person. Like a lot of people I went to high school with, they add me on Facebook and I'm like, this face look familiar. And then I literally have to imagine them like 10 shades darker to realize who it is. And that is no joke. You see, skincare products, they're there to enhance you or to bring out or to pop out what you have naturally. Surgeons are there to change to something else. So if your skincare product is making you unrecognizable, you are setting up yourself 5 to 10 years from now to have a subscription with a pharmaceutical company. Hey, Michelle. Yeah. So the other thing I want to address, and I don't get these questions anymore, but that's because I also don't sell that much retail. I sell mostly wholesale. However, the other question I really, really want to address when it comes to skincare, we get acne. You see, I have the burn in my face from, where's the burn? You see the burn? It is going, but it is still there. I got it about, Jay, you was watching the live when I had the burn? I got it around Christmas. I think it was around Christmas. I burnt myself with a candle there, yeah? And I have a burn on my arm from caustic soda when I was making a special made soap. You see that? That's caustic soda that burned me up. Now, the other thing I want to address, we have different skin types. We are exposed to different environment because Shanique has acne and Michelle has acne. It does not mean that the product that Shanique uses for her acne is going to work. That is why when you go to the doctor, because it is fading, because I'm using this frankincense and green tea thing I mix up on it and Quasil. So it is fading. But yeah, caustic soda burned up my hand. Caustic soda burnt up my hand in the not so long ago. And the candle burned me on my face. I was over the candle, it burned me. But anyhow, back to what I was saying. Now, I have people saying, how long does this product take to work? How long? When you go to the doctor, when you go to the doctor, and I'm not a doctor, I just create amazing products. And I'm going to give myself that. Self-praise, yeah. If it took you 8 years to develop that acne and that acne scar, do you think it is fair, no matter what product you're using, chemical or not, even if you were supposed to undergo surgery, do you think that acne that you developed, that is embedded in the epidermis of your skin, is going to go away in 8 days? When it took you 8 years to get your face and skin in the condition it is in? No, it doesn't. We have to understand before we have, and I see myself, see, that is why I like educating people. I like telling people why you have this problem and what you should do about this problem. And I'm like a shoemaker. I don't wear good shoes. So don't watch my face. I can fix yours. It doesn't matter what line of product you're using, whether it's Zyzven Naturals or whatever. No product is going to clear up your decade-long acne in 10 days. It doesn't work like that. Even if you were supposed to get the strongest prescription anti-acne medicine, which is a cortisone steroid, it is not going to do it. Because it didn't happen overnight and it's not going to go away overnight. You can take I can give a very good example. Those who do gastric bypass. They take 10 years to get fat, obese, like myself. Yeah, 10 years. Do you think the day after the surgery, they immediately go down to a small or a medium? They don't. It's the same with your skincare products. It doesn't work overnight. And then there's a big difference when you're using natural skincare products. Because of the absence of harsh chemicals, they work slower. And you have to accept that. And because Shanique has one result, because Shanique has a different skin type, and so she's seen something, she's seen changes, she's seen something in 2 weeks. Hi, Corinne. It does not mean that Corinne is going to see changes in 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. Shanique's acne might be hormonal, it might be temporary, but you have been living with yours since childhood. If over the years you have tried a million products for your hyperpigmentation, for your acne, for your scars, you cannot expect. We didn't claim to work miracle. And I don't think any cosmetic brand tells you that they work miracles. You have to give things the time to work. It's the same with your hair. We know that, it's the same with your hair. We know whenever I myself personally or one of the distributors post a photograph, it is generally from a customer that they have had. It means that the product have worked for that customer. However long or however short they have used it, they are satisfied enough to send in a photograph and say, you have my permission to use the photograph. Because if we post one photograph, we might have gotten 20, but one person gave us permission to use theirs. Yeah? Whenever you're doing anything, whether it is medicine, whether it's with medication, whatever it is, you always have a 10% fallout. In the cosmetic industry, the skincare industry, it's a 10% fallout. It means that if a product works if you have 100 people that uses something, if it works for 90, it might not work for 10. There's always a 10% fallout. Now, the difference between Zyzven Naturals, and I've seen that not only me, but I can see that the distributors and resellers have the same approach, because customer service, customer satisfaction is good, is very good. But we are not miracle workers. Yeah, we will guide you through and we will say, okay, try this one, and in the end, probably we'll give you the product to try until it works for you, because you cannot continuously. And we have had times when we have saying we can't help you. We just can't help you. We don't know. You have been bleaching for 10 years. You have used hydroquinone. You have used mercury. You have used all these products, and your skin is beyond repair. Because we have had to say that. I think I had a distributor that told somebody that, and the person came to me complaining. But Elecirian, whichever one you pronounce it, I don't remember how you pronounced it from high school. You have to give, and the worst thing you can do is stress about something. Stress and your skin do not go together. So if you have that terrible love bump somewhere on your nose, and you keep putting stuff on it, and then you keep stressing about it, it is not going to go away, because your cortisol, your stress hormone, is going to negatively influence your healing process. So no matter what, and then hydration. One of the biggest problem, those of us who have a lot of melanin is keeping our skin hydrated. And no matter, you could put the miracle product on the outside of your skin. If you do not drink enough water, as in plain water, not the cola, not the alcohol. If you do not drink enough water, you are giving yourself a disservice. No amount of topical products, because you always have to heal from inside. No amount of topical products will help you. Now, since we're on the topic of hyperpigmentation, I am going to name 3 products, and I'm going to tell you exactly how these 3 products work and the difference between them. Hydroquinone. Zyzven Naturals products are not formulated with hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is banned in Europe. It is banned in Africa. It is banned in Australia. It's banned in Japan. We do not formulate products with hydroquinone. However, hydroquinone is perfectly legal in the United States, up to 10%. When hydroquinone was legal in Europe, it was 0.5%, up to 10% hydroquinone. So basically, if you have a facial mask that weighs 100 grams, you can actually put 10 grams of whatever in it, something like that. Now, how I'm going to explain to you how hydroquinone works. So the 3 products I'm highlighting today for you is hydroquinone, mercury, the most dangerous of them all, and then the agent we use, kojic acid. I don't know. A lot of Jamaicans were on this live. A lot of Jamaicans are going to see this live. I notice outside of the Jamaican skincare industry now, people, you will see them stripping like snakes, because the only animal I know that strips is the snakes that do this seasonal stripping of their skin, shedding of their skin. If you are not under the care of a licensed skin specialist and you are applying products to your skin that is making your skin react as the skin, like the skin of a snake, you have a problem. We have a problem there. We have a problem. If your skin is stripping, hydroquinone does that. And that is why eventually you are seeing a generation of purple people in Jamaica these days and in West Africa. Hey, Lamar. Because when we use these products with hydroquinone on our skin, what it does is strips away the layers of our skin. Yeah? So eventually, that is why sometimes you see these people that have bleached their skin for a long time before they get this terrible cystic acne breakout. They start to look as their skin appears to be that of a kindergarten artwork. A kindergarten child's artwork. Or for those of you who belong to the generation that I belong to, 40 and over, that grew up in Jamaica and know how to do what we call tie and dye. Because consistently using hydroquinone on your skin, it only takes about 6 months of consistent use of hydroquinone to lay the foundation for the permanent damage. So when their veins, a black person's vein is never exposed. We are not lizards. Our veins are not supposed. A light-skinned black person's vein is almost never exposed. So just imagine a melanin-rich black person's vein being exposed. And because of ignorance, when our skin begins to strip, we say, oh, the product is working. So eventually, how many layers do you have if your normal skin cell turnover is 28 days? Why I always say whatever you're using, no matter what brand product you're using, give it 28 days. Because that is the normal skin turnover. Yeah? So if you are every 3 days stripping, literally tearing away the layer of your skin, eventually you have nothing to protect you. And that is what is happening. And then what happened? First, you see the green veins, and then you see the acne, but not normal acne. This is a word. Not normal acne. You see the cystic acne, these hard things. It's like almost like it is under the skin, but it is acne, but it is there, and you see the hard spot. And because we tend to keep playing with them, bursting them. That is hydroquinone damage. No amount, when the damage of hydroquinone sets hold in your skin, there is nothing, not even a doctor can help you. You are on your way to becoming a subscription client at the pharmacies, because this is what the big cosmeceutical companies do. They are under the impression that black people were not taught, and that is why they do not market their luxury products to us. Truth be it, I'm going to offend a few people, but I know enough about this industry to know that the bigger pharmaceutical companies do not market their luxury, do not market their organic products to black people, because they say, we're not going to spend on it because we prefer the made in China chemicals. 2, they're under the impression that we do not take care of our skin. We cover everything in makeup. We hide the problem. We deal with we deal with the symptoms. We don't deal with the problem. So if you have open pores, rather than putting your turmeric and your green tea and your licorice on it, you put 10 shades of makeup on it. So, which only makes the problem worse because the makeup is then chemically laid and clogging your pores even more. Because if you don't, as we say in Jamaica, if you don't break the branch if you don't bend the branch when it's young, you're gonna have to break the tree. It's the same thing. You don't want to spend on your skin in a preventative manner, then you are going to spend on it when you are forced. So it's either you're going to have good skincare products that prolong the youthfulness of your skin, or we will just catch you a decade later when you have to use pharmaceuticals on it. Yeah? It's the same with our internal health. I'm also guilty. I don't go to the gym, I should say. But I know that if later on somebody tell me that, oh, Nafi, you have diabetes or you're on the borderline to having hypertension. Go see how I a personal trainer. But I could have gone to the gym when I could still do my little workout and change everything. But this is how we are programmed. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Denisa. This is how we are programmed. So the luxury skincare lines, not calling on him. The luxury skincare lines, they do not market their products. There is no space on the skincare market for Black people. They do not, we buy the products, but they're not intended for the melanin that protects us, the melanin that makes us not supposed to crack. It also gives us the problems we have with the hyperpigmentation, with the scarring, with the dry skin. It is unique. And it is not in the interest, since they are under the assumption that we're not willing to spend on our skin. They say, all right, we can't catch you in the skincare market. I'll catch you in the pharmaceutical market. Because if you do your research and you look at the parent company, not the liquor daughter company. If you look at the parent company that own some of the biggest luxury skincare lines, and then you look at the parent company that owns the pharmaceuticals that cure skincare issue, you will see that they're one of the same. The same company that sells you this retinol cream for $70. But you say it's too expensive. That is the same company that will then sell you your anti-whatever medication that costs $160 even with your insurance. It is business. And everybody's in business to make money. No matter how you want to say you're a philanthropist and you're this and that, at the end of the day, you don't have a business unless you want to make money. So if you are not buying at the takeout, I'm going to definitely have you buying at the dine-in. That is just how they say. Yeah? All right, let us look at mercury now. That's enough for hydroquinone. Hydroquinone strip your skin. Not as dangerous as mercury. It is still legal in the United States. Another thing you need to know. The United States bans 140 products to be used in skincare. Yeah? 140. I can tell you 2 of them. The coloring. Like when you buy your bath stuff and it has the color. Say you buy lavender and it has purple. The United States ban a lot of the colors, yeah? A lot of the agents that you use to color, a lot of the chemicals you use to make colors, because they're cancerous. All right, the United States ban 140 products. Or advise not using 140 products in skincare, external skincare, yeah? The European Union bans 1,400. Zyzven Naturals makes this product to the European Union standards. Anyhow, let's go to mercury. Last week, I put up a note here from Sweden, or a report here from Sweden, where the journalist went out to Sweden doesn't have more than 15 African shops that sells cosmetic just to Africans. They're owned by Africans too. Yeah? And in 7 of them, they found products that were banned in the European Union. For those of you who live in the United Kingdom, you might have remember 2016 when they went into this, I won't call the name, this London beauty supplier. It is owned by Pakistani, but they supply to the Black population. And they were fined, I think it was £70,000 for having the same products they found. I'm going to call the name of the products, because they are readily available on the shelves in Jamaica, well, under the shelves in Jamaica. It is that bleaching cream with the orange top. They call it Mama something or another. Yeah? It is a whole line of them, have different names, but they're produced by the same company. And this is how smart they are. When the European Union banned them, the products originally made in France, you know. They were originally made in France and Italy, depending on what brand of the product you bought. But when the European Union banned the sale of the use of a lot of those ingredients, they moved the manufacturing to Ivory Coast. So look on your product and see if it is now made in Ivory Coast, yeah? They moved the manufacturing of the product to Ivory Coast, and I think it was Chad or Togo, to a French-speaking African country. Now, mercury. If you do not follow any advice I ever give you, I am going to say to you exactly what the World Health Organization tells you. If we think hydroquinone is bad, and I just told you that hydroquinone strips your skin. Mercury is like using mercury on your skin. It is like feeding your population cocaine. It is the most dangerous of skincare products, ingredients, mercury. Because mercury affects the brain. And I know people argue with me when I say, hey, Karian and Sophia, people argue with me when I say part of the violence we have in Jamaica is directly linked not to skin bleaching, but to the use of mercury in skin bleaching products. Mercury makes you aggressive. I didn't say it. The World Health Organization says it. And one of the worst thing I can think of, if you buy cheap mascara made in India, mercury is in it. Hi, Shane. Mercury is not just in bleaching products. Mercury is in eye drops. Eye drops. Most saline solution, eye drops, nose drops, ear drops, contain mercury. It is just that it contains the legal amount. The use of mercury in skincare products have been banned in Europe for almost 2 decades. It is banned every country in Africa, everywhere. The only place you can legally use mercury in skincare product is the United States. Why? Hi, Auntie Donna. I mean the Auntie Donna with the T. Thank you, Camille. The same mercury why they're telling you not to eat the fish. Yeah. Mercury affects your brain function. It makes you aggressive. And people always say to me, shouldn't I have it because you make skincare? No, I don't just make skincare. I make excellent skincare. I'm one of those people, I can dance to my own music. And I know when I do things that are damn good. But in the interest of educating people, I always say, avoid the mercury. Hi, Shane. Avoid the... Hey, up, Humoide. Avoid the mercury. Mercury is in mascara. Mercury is in eye drops. Those are the legal limits of mercury. The product that they buy in Jamaica, and I say Africans in Sweden love that product because it works instantly when they want to be white. It is now made in the Ivory Coast. It used to be made in France. That product that comes with the orange, in the orange jar and in the yellow bottle and in the blue and white bottle contains mercury. If you're Jamaican, you then know that Jamaican company that closed down or said that they were discontinuing selling their products. You know, you have two that Jamaicans, when your mother used to say them at two in Jamaica, one of them used to be Ambi, don't it? Me I thought the next one, but I call nobody name. You can go do the research yourself. I'll tell you why this company came out about 2 or 3 years ago. Where are they located? On Marcus Garvey Drive? I think they're located on Marcus Garvey Drive. In a liquor jar. They came out about 2. It doesn't say mercury, J. It uses a scientific name. And this is I'll come back to what I'm saying. When people that are mixing up products in their house without wants to scare you, they tell you that if the ingredients have a name you can't pronounce, then it is a chemical. It is not true. All plants have a scientific name, which is usually based in Latin. In the United States, you can say, okay, I am using orange, and you use orange as the name in the ingredient. I'm using mercury, so you use mercury as a name in the ingredient. However, in the European Union, in Japan, I soon tell you the scientific name, Jay. In the European Union, in Japan, in Canada, you cannot do that. Because orange... Exactly, Michelle. I'm glad you know. Thank you, Camille. I'm coming back to that one about the little bottle, but I'm explaining something. Say, for example, castor oil. If I was selling my products exclusively in the United States, I could call it castor oil, and that is fine because it is castor oil. However, when you are selling your products, when your products are sold on the international market, when you have to label it to the European Union standard, I have to call it Ricinus. Or orange, I have to call orange citrosensis or olive oil. Olivera Europa. You have to give it the scientific name, which means that a person in Japan can look at it and know that this is castor oil because this is the international coding name for it. But people who want to scare you, they tell you that if you cannot read the ingredient name, then it is a chemical. Every single plant compound has a chemical name. That is why they're able to take something out of the nature and go and recreate it in the lab. Because every plant has a chemical compound. And that is why I never say that our products are without chemicals. I say without harsh chemicals. Because the active ingredient in every botanical is a chemical. The problem is when they manipulate the chemical. Thank Misha, but people that do not, and that is why people will say, oh, but look on that, which is another one with Jamaican love. Okay, lavender. Lavender, everybody knows lavender. The root of it is French, lavender. But when you are writing it if you are legally labeling your products and you're on the international market where no matter what language the person speaks, they have to know that this is lavender, then it has to be Lavandus alifolium. Just like tea tree, it has to be meta whatever I can pronounce with 16 letters. Now back to the little bottle in Jamaica. Because I want to understand, I need people to understand that until we preach out and burn out the use of harsh chemicals, and me not tell nobody don't bleach their skin because Cleopatra and Nefertiti used to bleach. I might choose not to bleach, but I can't tell you not to bleach. What I can tell you to do, don't use these chemicals when you're bleaching. Because I don't manage to own the pharmacy yet. Yeah? Now, back to the little company. I don't even know if it's on Spanish Town Road or Marcus Garvey Drive or whatever. But about 3 years ago, they came out in a news report in Jamaica and say they were no longer producing. I don't know if they're back in business. They've changed their name now too. They are no longer producing that product. And you would say, oh God, we are no longer producing that product. But what happened was, the World Health Organization did a spot check in Trinidad. I will share the article on my page again. I've shared it several times since that. The World Health Organization did a spot check. Just like the other day, my products ran into a spot check in Germany. And then, as luck would have it, it ran into a spot check in Kansas City. Into the Department of Agriculture spot check. And the only thing out of it, they messed up my labels them. So when the distributor in Fort Lauderdale got the products, the oils had leaked out. What I can do more than build the people that will do the spot check. Because they check for the ingredients that you're saying that is there and for the ingredients that should not be there. When the World Health Organization did a spot check in Trinidad for that made in Jamaica cream, they realized, the reports say that the level... Okay, Michelle, they might have taken away the harmful ingredient. It had more than 500 times the legal limit of mercury. And remember, mercury is banned in Jamaica. You see, because most of the products in Jamaica, it doesn't mean that it is legal there. They're not legal there. But all you have to do is meet the right person down a wharf. Yeah. And that was why they came out and said that they were no longer producing it. They had to change their name because they were using the name of a French company over the years. And I don't think they knew that they were doing it, but they lost that legal battle. And so they changed their names. Now, back to, if you think that the statistic out of Jamaica, and everybody doesn't me have listed out of Jamaica, tells you that 11% of the male population in Jamaica is bleaching. Oh, it's the same ingredients, Michelle. Michelle, run me the scientific name for mercury now, please. And the mercury that is in cosmetic, because you have like 7 different types of mercury. I'm more interested to know the mercury, not the one that is in eye drops, but the one that is in mascara. Otherwise, I'll post it after. Now, if 11% of the male population in Jamaica bleaches their skin, and 90%, not me, 90% of the bleaching products in Jamaica contains mercury, are we then, or should we be surprised about the level of violence there? When mercury directly makes one aggressive. Why are we surprised? Why? The other day I saw Kamala had a guest on her program and I found it to be very comical. And I'm not stepping on anybody's feet. But when she was asked the question about the level of mercury in bleaching products, she didn't think it was a problem. I don't think she saw the World Health Organization report about mercury. We're advised that certain fishes we're not supposed to eat. I think one of them is the tilapia. The tilapia, is that what it's called? Tilapia. Because tilapia has the tendency to ingest or somehow secrete the mercury that hi Carlton. I was telling people the other day that the lemongrass soap I was making, it was your mother, Miss Hyacinth, when I went down by Bottom Yard the other day, that picked the lemongrass and gave to me. And she was... All right, thanks, Michelle. Hydroquinone, that not sound familiar. I'm going to look it up when I'm done. Yeah, and that is why they tell us that we're not, tilapia. That was why they tell us that fish, especially if it is farmed in, or it is catch in the Indian Ocean. And you remember something now, listen good to the connection now, you know. You think of one way they come to kill us? It's not. India makes a lot of skincare products with mercury, including cheap mascaras. Fishes that are farmed or that are caught in the Indian waters tend to have a high percentage of mercury. Did you hear what I just said? Do you see the connection? 11% of men in Jamaica bleach their skin. Jamaica is the country where more men bleach than women. It's only 10% of women. %90 of the bleaching products on the market in Jamaica contains mercury. I could name them, but I don't want nobody sue me. I don't want to sue me. I have to move off of the farm. Yeah, but on a serious note though, people are always going to enhance their skin. Cleopatra used to bathe in goat milk. Goat milk is very good for your skin. So is donkey milk and camel milk. So you can't tell people not to enhance. What you can do is to educate. Educate, educate, educate. Educate. Give them choices. And if you have the need as a person, you see, those of us who are darker toned, we are well and truly, we got the lottery card, the winning lottery ticket. Yeah? It means that while other people that are lighter tone have to be using hyaluronic acid and those things in their 20s, we can wait until we're well in the end of our 30s to start thinking about the cracking of the blacking. Yeah? It means that we can tan. It means that we can do a lot of things. But what it doesn't mean is that you are allowed to destroy or interfere with the natural chemical makeup of your skin. Every action has a consequence. And that is the consequence of using mercury and hydroquinone on your skin. Now, we will speak now about the product that we use, that Zyzven Naturals uses. Kojic acid. Oh, how mercury works? Mercury also strips your skin. So hydroquinone gives you the snake effect, and mercury gives you the snake effect. Hey, Lena. And mercury gives you the snake effect on your skin, where you strip it away. It's almost like a chemical peel. And if you're not, as I said before when I started, if you are not under the care of a trained professional using salicylic acid to peel your skin, you probably should not be using something in your on your bathroom shelf to peel your skin. Yeah? Now, let's talk about the product that Zyzven Naturals uses that does take care of the hyperpigmentation. In the first instance, we say turmeric. But turmeric does not work because this is what happened. And I'll explain it. A person that is dark tone and a person that is light tone. So for the purpose of this, let's say a white person. Oh yeah, thank you, Camille. That is the one I was getting at. The one that is in mascara. Thank you, Camille. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, girl. Thank you. So as I was saying, before I go on to the kojic acid, as I was saying about the mascara, that there's about 7 different forms of mercury used in skincare products. There's one that is used in eye drops. They do not have a replacement for that one. There is no way. Have you ever noticed that when you buy your cheap mascara, usually made in Asia, that when you use your mascara, yeah? No wonder me on the eyebrow, I mean I use a mascara. And eyelash. You use your mascara and then it's almost as if you're peeling onions. Your eyes start to be watery, your eyes start to be runny, and then you later get a headache and your mood changes. You become more short-tempered. Have that ever happened to you? Have that ever happened to you? That you use a mascara and even though the brush did not touch the white of your eyes become runny. About an hour later, you have a headache and you have a mood change all day. It's the effect of the mercury in that mascara. And yet, the mercury in mascara, if formulated properly to 0.00013%, I think, is supposed to be legal. It is another type of mercury that is in eye drops. And that is what holds that mercury. The purpose of it is to hold the saline solution. So you might say, how is it that mercury in the eye drop is legal and doesn't affect your eyes, but the one in mascara? And as I said earlier, if you were watching, there are about 7 different types of mercury. The one in bleaching products, the one in skincare products that they market to black people is a whole different ball game. That one is banned in almost every country except the United States. And I think it is you can get it on prescription in Canada. But it is completely banned in the European Union and everywhere, even in Africa, even in Jamaica. The fact that Africans are using it doesn't make it legal there, but it is. And so the kojic acid. Now, kojic acid is from Japan. The high quality. Michelle, you have 3% mercury in it? In the bottom of Jamaica? Oh my God. I tell you now, that is why we have a generation of people, boys that are so violent and killing each other. The mercury get to the brain. And people laugh when I say it and say, oh, you're trying to sell your products. Zyzven Natural products sell themselves. The effect is there. But 3%. Tanya, won't go on. Now, back to kojic acid now. Kojic acid is from a lot of things. High quality kojic acid, the one we use, is from mushrooms. But kojic acid is a bit like molasses. It is also the byproduct of making sake. You know, like how molasses is a byproduct of making sugar? Kojic acid is a byproduct of making sake, which is a Japanese rice wine. Kojic acid is from Japan. It's a very expensive raw material to use. If you are in the UK and you look for a 25 milliliter facial serum, it is usually between 65 and 100 pounds. In the US, it is probably because kojic acid is not commonly used in the United States, so it is more expensive there. And that was why the first thing I was told was that I had underpriced the kojic acid products. Because kojic acid is it is the only legal skin toning agent in the European Union. There are no other legal skin toning agents in the European Union. None. And even the percentage of kojic acid is very regulated in the European Union. Because anything you use in high doses becomes dangerous. Even if you drink water in high dose, it becomes dangerous. Now, how does kojic acid works? And why is it that you get the effect from kojic acid, but not have the snake thing happening to you? You know, even our melanin is a chemical makeup. Yeah? Follow me now, because I'm getting on the science side. Even our melanin is a chemical makeup. It is not, you weren't just born black. There is the chemical makeup makes us dark. There are 2 active ingredients in melanin. One start with T. Michelle, since you know this, write the T word there for me. Tricosane, I think it is. How kojic acid works is that, all right, here's the example. Remember, you say, Camille, And that is also a thing you can do in the US. You don't have to list your ingredients. You can't do that in Europe. All right, back to the whole melanin and kojic acid something, and why they said the licorice soap and the Yarlis facial serum and all of those still even out the skin for you to the complexion in your chest. Like my face and my chest are the same color now. It's still even, and it don't bleach. You don't have this bleach look. You don't have this iguana look. You don't have this tie and dye look. When you get an acne, and I have a burn, there's the burn I have on my face, yeah? When you get a burn, when your white blood cells start to fight and start to heal it, an overproduction of melanin happens in that area. If you're with me, you're with me. Wherever you have damage on your skin, a burn, an acne, that is why when you have the acne, it might be white when you have the pus in it. And then it becomes red. Then it becomes brown. And then it becomes black, darker than your skin. Because in an effort to heal the area, when you're a dark-skinned person, but when you say, if you're a white person, it is the opposite. If you're a white person, when you get an acne, it becomes white, it becomes red, and then it goes back to your normal complexion. Are you with me? Wherever you're healing as a person that is rich in melanin, that active ingredient in melanin, the tricosazane or whatever it is that I can't pronounce, or cause the melanin to overproduce in the area you have the scar. And that is why the scar heals darkly. Because it's like you burn it, you roast it, you roast it. It's like when you're frying plantain. You know, the overripe one them burst first. Brown, get black while the other part is still. Okay, Camille, have a good day, have a good Monday and a good week. Then, what kojic acid does, it does not affect or it doesn't strip away your skin. It doesn't interact with the epidermis of your skin. What it does, it blocks the overproduction of melanin. You guys remember when I used hydroquinone the other day? I still have some spot from it. When I had the hydroquinone burn, I have one here, but soon this one is a cystic acne. I had a hair in it. So what kojic acid does, it attacks the T word in the melanin and stops the overproduction of melanin. So rather than strip away your skin, when melanin is not being overproduced, if you remember when I had the burn right here, when melanin is not being overproduced, the area is healing, but it is healing without stripping your skin, for one. And that is the only compound out there that does that. Nothing else does that. And that is why it's expensive. It is healing without stripping your skin. And healing without having having a normal production of melanin. And that is how you even out. So your chest and your face is the same. Nothing is wrong with having a chemical peel. I'm just saying, you don't have a chemical peel from something somebody formulates that didn't graduate high school in their backyard. You don't do that. Yeah? So that is how, that's the difference between kojic acid. And if you notice, mercury, it is cheap, it is dangerous, and it is accessible. If you have an aquarium, a fish tank, you can go to a shop that sells fish and you can get mercury. It is very accessible. I don't preach against hydroquinone because by now, every person should know the dangers of hydroquinone. But mercury is what we don't know because it is all over our products. It is in normal household products. It is in normal cosmetics. It is in cosmeceuticals. It is in prescriptions. And mercury, whether you want to believe me or not, That is the cause. That is what is leading these young men and women in Jamaica to be so violent. I want to quickly touch on the hyaluronic acid. I remember the other day when Miss World was in Jamaica and she got the question, what is it that she used on her face? And for a moment I was wondering if she was a Zyzven Naturals customer, because she was saying exactly what I was saying. She scrubs her face with a turmeric scrub. She uses a turmeric whatever, and then she used hyaluronic acid on her skin. The chemical makeup of hyaluronic acid, as in the Zyzven Naturals cucumber gel with hyaluronic acid, is same as the chemical makeup in our skin. However, it holds 1,000 times more moisture. So hyaluronic acid is natural to your skin. We all have it. But as we age, and those of us who work in environments that is polluted, or if you live in Asia, that is polluted, you tend that you get the more dry skin because you having to fight the free radicals. You use up your natural production of hyaluronic acid, and then your skin start to get gray, which is also one of the issues we have when we are melanated. Your skin start to get gray and dull and dry, and so by using that hyaluronic acid on your skin, the good quality one, and I usually tell people, buy your products in Europe. If you're not buying my brand, buy products that are made in Europe, because at least you know that they do not contain the banned ingredients, or they shouldn't contain the banned ingredients. Yeah, I would like you to buy Zyzven Naturals, but if not, buy products that are made in Europe. Buy products that are made in Europe. Because we have or Canada, because we have a whole different standard when it comes. Hi Kai, why you're not in bed, girl? We have a whole different standard. So you see this thing that makes my face look as if I have oily skin. It is winter in Sweden. My skin should be dry, but it can't dry because it won't be dry because of course I am using the anti-aging serum, because you know when you pass 40. You start to think that, oh, the cracks are going to come, and I haven't yet condemned anyone's son to a life with me, so I can't have the cracks before I'm married, yeah? Yeah, so I use the anti-aging serum, but I have hyaluronic acid in it, so my face is always going to be a bit more on the moist side. Because I prefer to have it looking like this than to have the dried out gray look. Sorry about that, Kai. The dried out gray look. And that is one of the things with melanin. If you see, it makes us young, but if you're like me and you're not blessed with flawless skin, the melanin is the culprit also. So that is it for today. Again, thank you guys for the support. I cannot end without telling you where to get your products. Bridge Plaza, if you're in the West Palm Beach, Stewart, Port St. Lucie area of Florida, gone over to Bridge Plaza in Stewart, Florida. Look for the Congen Water Center. That is a new retailer for the Zyzven Naturals products. If you're in Jamaica, Montego Bay, it's J&J Pharmacy. St. Elizabeth, it's Santa Cruz Pharmacy. Kingston, I think it is York Pharmacy. Supermed Mall Pharmacy. If you're in North Carolina, if you're in Canada, go. It's on Amazon. If you're in Fort Lauderdale, it is Luscious Glow. We're coming to another retail location in Florida, but it's a bit like 6 hours from everybody else. Those products are currently in production. I'm gonna go and check them up. Check on them when I'm finished. You have jamsweet.com if you're in the US. You have Jam Vines. You have Luscious Glow. If you're in the UK, we just started retailing in Manchester, England. So we have a reseller in Manchester, England, in Garton, Manchester. We have a reseller in Slough, England. We have a reseller in Croydon. We have a reseller in West Dulwich. We have a reseller in Birmingham, if you're in the United Kingdom. And most of those resellers have a web page. We're on Amazon UK. 10 chances to 1 if you're looking for a product and you cannot find it with one of the resellers. If you tell them, or if you go over to my personal website, zyzven.com, you will find it there. If you have special issues, email me. I'll make the product special. I'll remove an ingredient or add an ingredient just for you. Order it from the reseller. Ask them to tell me their issue. Oh my God, I'm forgetting. The Dutch Caribbean Zyzven Naturals products are available in Curaçao, Saint Martin, Bonaire, Aruba, and Suriname. Both Saint Martin, the French and the Dutch Saint Martin. Go on Instagram. There is something called Zyzven Naturals Curaçao. Yeah. I just got a text that the products will be available in Panama City, Florida, at a new retail location. I'm basically just reading the text up there. Well, listen, me looking up like that, yeah. So Panama City, Florida, we're coming at you. Yes, thank you, Jay. K-Virtue website for France. They're available in France. There's a reseller that ships or has her products in Ghana. We're coming to Kenya. Yeah, we're coming to Kenya. We are coming to Kenya. And we are in Japan. If you have your friends and family in Asia, and we know that there are a lot of Jamaicans in Asia, Japan, South Korea, check out the Zyzven Natural Asian Facebook page. Place your order through it. It is ordained. It was ordained. 2020. Black people, for me, people with melanin, you should know that when you buy a product, it enhances who you are and doesn't change your complexion. You should be able to get rid of that spot on your face without having to bleach your complexion, if bleaching is not your aim. You should be able to use something that is good enough for your stomach to solve the problem of dandruff in your hair without having to think about how does that chemical react with my melanated skin. And for my friends in Sweden, I know I get the question daily, why is it that as a black person that produces skincare, you're not all over the Swedish market? I wasn't ready for the Swedish market. Sweden is easy. I live here. Thanks again. I hope I've taught you something with this live. And I hope, if not, I hope you buy the Zyzven Naturals brand, but I'm very aware that it's not for everyone. Some people think it's expensive. However, I hope that when you buy your skincare products, you're able to look at your ingredients and ask yourself, if this was not mixed up in chemicals, would I eat it? Because everything we use is food grade. Every single ingredient that Zyzven Naturals use is food grade. Now, you cannot eat our products. I know some of them look as good to eat, but the ingredients are food grade ingredients. And I can tell you where every single one of our ingredients are farmed. Every single one. We need to take better care of our skin. It is your largest organ. That is what everybody sees. And we live in a world that judges us because of what we look like. You cannot expect, it shouldn't be that way. But if you were out to get a job where you have to interact with the general public and your skin was covered in acne and you were the most qualified person for the job, a person who is less qualified, wearing less makeup and more flawless skin will have that job because we're judged based on what we look like. Have a good day.